Oh, welcome to an impromptu broadcast from the pagoda. So, I was just took a shower and was extremely relaxed. And thought, well, this could be the perfect time to talk about the relaxation ritual and connecting with your Dantians. So, find yourself a comfortable place after a after a nice hot shower to relax and do some deep meditation. After you've had a nice hot shower and you're relaxing, you can really feel the subtle energy in the body um, just pounding away. So find someplace flat, like someplace to lay down. Pillow under the head is nice, just like you're maybe going to sleep. And then, so we're going to work with the middle dantian first. And you're going to place your hands, fingers against each other like this, turned in, and thumbs touching. And you place that right at the bottom of the sternum. This is the seat of Tifereth, the holy guardian angel. And you put your hands together, and everything's gently touching, no tension. And then you're going to start off with the four. Close your eyes, right? And start off with the fourfold breath. So just inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and then hold for 4. Repeat that 4 times. So let's begin. We'll do it together. And in, out. All right. So after you've done your fourfold breaths, then you're just going to breathe naturally and rhythmically to the lower dantian. So filling the lower dantian from the base of the diaphragm at uh, almost to the palace of the semen, and pushing against that lower diaphragmatic wall, and then let it rise to about center dantian level and not letting the chest lift at all. So all of this breath is taking place lower dantian, where you're working with the fire of the lower sphere. So you're going to be rotating sun and moon in this one. So at the hand posture, you imagine the sun burning bright at the center dantian and the moon illuminated in the dark night sky at the lower dantian. But then you're going to be rotating these breath after breath. So as you inhale, you'll be moving the sun down and the moon up. And then as you exhale, the sun will be up and down. So these two, it says that the sage has the sun and moon in a box. So let's go ahead and practice that a little while. And you don't have to worry about the count on this one, just natural rhythmic breathing. Make sure the old magic wand doesn't slip out down there. I hope that's how I won't get bumped off of YouTube. So rhythmic breathing to the lower dantian with the hands here, focusing on feeling the heartbeat at the center dantian and the rotation of the sun and moon. Don't overtly try to focus on that part yet. Just focus on breathing deep into dantian. Teeth slightly clenched, tongue pressed to the roof of the mouth, eyes closed, and eyes turned slightly up. I was just thinking that I was going to record voiceover on this after I had published it, but then I realized I'm actually live streaming right now, and so there's no way for me to throw it in the editor and put voiceover because the things I'm practicing internally, I can't talk about if I'm doing them on camera. So I thought I would put a voiceover in it later with maybe some music and some bells. And then I thought, wait a minute, I'm doing this live. So I'll have to download it, edit it, and then re-upload it with the voiceover. So that'll be fun. Anyway, you'll notice what I was doing there is when I first started out, I was just letting the body settle and focusing on the heartbeat at the center dantian, and then doing the requisite form of the breath, right? So into the belly and then up and down. And once I got settled in my pattern, then I slowed it way down so that my the length of my inhale should be greater than the length of my exhale. Now, this requires some training. And so you'll breathe rhythmically, naturally for a while. And then when you feel ready, you begin the drinking of spirit. So you'll try to breathe nice and slow and inhaling is the the torso from the belly up, the torso as much as possible and pulling all the chi in and then hold it for just a moment and then push it out a little faster through the nose, but try to reduce the amount you exhale from like 2/3 to about half. So attempt to exhale less than you inhale. Normally, in normal breathing, the exhale is longer than the inhale. And so you're actually losing a little bit of internal pressure, PSI, chi pressure in the body each time, which weakens you throughout the day. And then at night, you'll sleep and you'll do those storing breaths naturally, building the etheric and doing working on astral work. But throughout the day, you'll constantly exhaust that built up store of chi and deplete yourself. And that's well, the Taoists claim that's why we grow older so fast. But if you get a nice hot shower and relax and practice, you should practice 3 sets of 3. So you'll breathe rhythmically for a while and relax, focusing on the center dantian, imagining the rotation of the sun and the moon from the lower dantian to the upper dantian, from the lower dantian to the middle dantian. All right, we haven't gotten into working with the head dantian yet because this is a relaxation ritual, and you don't want to fire up the third eye while you're doing this because you're not doing astral work. You're not doing magic, as it were. You're just doing internal alchemy. And it's interesting that I should put it on that level and say you're just doing internal alchemy, which is really a big deal. You're guiding your internal energies to refine themselves to higher states. So normal breathing for a while, and then slow it down. Nice drinking of the spirit. 3 of those. Then rest and return to normal rhythmic breathing. Until you can completely relax again. Now, when you're doing the spirit drinking, the entire body isn't actually relaxed. It's internally yang and externally yin. So it appears to you that I'm not doing a lot of work, right? That I'm just kind of sitting here. But actually, the amount of work I'm doing is quite a bit. So when you're externally yang, it means your body's moving about and you should be internally yin or still on the inside. When you're doing your internal alchemy, you'll be externally yin, you'll appear to be resting, but then you will be internally yang, you'll be internally active with the eyes closed. So I've got the eyes closed and I'm going to do the spirit drinking now. Okay. So at the top of that third breath, so you're inhaling long and slow, pulling the breath in, and then hold and exhale about two-thirds of it. Then inhale again and fill lungs and body from the lower dantian up, and then exhale only about two-thirds of your air. Hold some, retain some, and then inhale again, nice, long, and slow. And you'll see that over this process, you're actually filling up from the bottom so that by the end of the third breath, you've already filled up the lungs three-thirds and only cast off a portion of it each time so that you're filling the bottle, filling the body and increasing the psi. At this time, at the top of that last breath, as you inhale and hold, you swallow and imagine the energy going deep down into the lower dantian. But again, the focus here is the center dantian. So let's try it again. Relaxed rhythmic breathing to relax. Normal rhythmic breathing to relax. Pardon me. Now prepare for drinking the spirit wine. And three, two, one. And then return to natural rhythmic breathing. A couple of points to mention here in the relaxation parts in between um, repetitions of three building breaths, increasing the internal psi. In the relaxation part, just simply relax. Keep a little bit of pressure on the hands, keeping them together, and focus the mind on the heartbeat at the center dantian because you'll feel the heart beating there, boom, 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 boom. And during the relaxation parts, all other parts of the body are relaxed. Teeth are still slightly clenched, tongue pressed to the roof of the mouth, eyes closed, eyes slightly turned up. But you'll notice a huge difference between the relaxation portion and then the storing portions when you're building that your internal chi supply. On those building ones, you'll really feel the pull of the dantians, and you should slightly articulate the um, sacral pump and really feel the energy rise up the back. So you've got the sacral pump at the Wei point at the base of the spine, and then you've got Ming Mun behind the shoulder blades and slightly down, and then you've got another adrenal pump at the base of the where the skull and brainstem go into the spine. There's one there as well, and when you practice, you can really feel those points articulated in the body. And when you relax those and open them up, you're going to get that charge of energy all the way up the spine and into the brain. Um, and then you swallow it back down. So remember, we're basically circulating in the microcosmic orbit, but we're not making ourselves intellectually aware of it by opening up the third eye in the palace of Dagon just yet. For this one, for spirit building and storing chi in the center dantian, you want to build the fire in the belly by doing these lower dantian exercises, right? And then ultimately you're storing it here. So after you've finished your third practice of drinking the immortal elixir, right? Breathing in spirit and increasing the PSI. Then you're going to go back into your relaxed position and return everything to normal. Reorient yourself to the world, swirl the tongue, relax the body. You could start rubbing the hands, rocking them a little bit. Don't open your eyes yet. I'm opening my eyes because I was, checking the camera and need to communicate with the interwebs. But then you rub the body a little bit, and the face. You rub the ears and the eyes and nose and all of that, and then slowly, gradually return yourself, and then store that chi. If you've got free time and you want to go ahead and don't fall asleep while doing this. Obviously you can't if you're focused on doing it correctly, right? But if you want to and you feel like you need additional chi, you can stay in this posture, put the thumbs inside the hands like this to really bring the chi in, and this will help you build and revitalize your chi. You can go ahead and just take a 20 or 30-minute nap. Put your right hand on your top dantian and your left hand over your lower dantian, and so that they will stay warm. Make sure that the surface of your body is covered if it's even if it's cool or hot, even if it's a hot day, you still want to keep the skin covered because your temperature will drop if you fall into sleep. And from doing that practice and then taking a quick nap with the hands like this, you can really build up and recharge your internal chi batteries. Remember, there are three elixir fields in the body. One at the dantian with the palace of semen and the ovaries, and when we'll do some practices with the lower dantian later, and then there's the center dantian that's done this way, right? And then there is the upper dantian, which you work with from a seated posture or a standing posture. You're not going to typically work with it. You can work with doth, the throat center while sleeping. But so thumbs and hands and take a nap. I'm not going to do that live though. I don't think you guys want to just sit here and watch me nap. But that'll be it for now. I don't know. So that is internal alchemy 101. That is increasing the PSI, internal PSI of the body, and storing chi for greater power and revitalizing health and that kind of thing. After you're done, there's a lot of different things you can do, but in order to keep this video at a moderate length, I'm not going to get into too much more. But again, if you're returning to the waking world, rub the face a little, rub the ears, rub any surfaces of the skin to break up tension and increase chi flow. You don't want to jump right back up right away. Do it gradually. Take yourself into a seated posture, so on and so forth. Yeah, that's funny, huh? Well, thank you for joining me for a few moments of internal alchemy. Mary joined and says, I saw this and thought, oh, it's Frank sleeping and dreaming. Um, yeah. No, I was just doing a little internal alchemy because I was struck by the idea when I took my shower, and I do it pretty much every time after I take a good hot shower in the middle of the day on a day off or something. I lay here and I practice internal alchemy, and I thought, well, why not share the basic uh, the basic procedure for building internal PSI and swallowing the immortal elixir, right? I could share that with the public. And then I wanted to do voiceovers on the parts where I wasn't talking. And I thought, wait a minute, I'm streaming live. That means I can't do any voiceovers. But I think what I'm going to do is download this from the internet and then throw it in the editor. And yeah, it's pretty much at the end. I'm going to throw it in the editor and add the voiceovers, maybe some music and bells, maybe an intro and an outro, and that way it's more of an interesting production. I hope y'all good looking sex people are doing well out in Happy Land. As above, so below. I'll see you in the abodes of the future. Until then, do good magic and have a great day. Bye for now.